Hey, good people, how you doing? David Taub here, co-creator of nextlevelguitar.com. Hope all is going well. Today I have something for you a little different. We're going to do a little video on how to deal with haters. I know a lot of you people know my genre is guitar teaching and musical teaching, bass guitar, electric guitar. But I know a lot of you who are familiar with my videos have probably started your own channels, your own teaching. But this video is for anyone, really. Anyone who is putting out content, right? Anyone, whether that content being video, whether the content maybe you writing a blog, you're maybe writing articles or ebooks, or you're teaching. No matter what you're putting out there, you're getting feedback, you're getting critiqued, and you're going to have to deal with the haters. It's a bummer, but it's something that you have to be prepared for and you have to deal with, because no matter what you put out, no matter in what way or what methodology, no matter what you do, someone is going to critique it, right? And you have to be able to handle that. And most of the people, in my opinion, I think 98% of, whether it be a viewer or listener or people reading, it's positive, and they're good natured and good people. It's just, there's a few bad apples out there. And, we're talking a very small percentage, maybe 2%. But, one person can do a lot of damage, and it's tough dealing with them. And you have to have some techniques, and that's what this video is about. And hey, if you get a chance, please subscribe to the channel. Subscribing to the channel, that really helps us. That really helps us to keep the content coming. Leave a comment in the YouTube comment box, right? Let us know what you like about this video or what you don't like. That's fine. Let us know. Maybe I missed some things. Write down some other things that might help some other people watching this and reading the comments. So let us know your comments and your feelings, please. And also, if you like the video, click the like button. Again, that really helps us, and we so appreciate it. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about not constructive criticism. That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about the destructive kind. The kind of criticism that's very vile and hateful and obnoxious. Criticism written to do nothing but to tear people down. The destructive kind. That's what we're talking about. I have 6 suggestions of things that you can do or think about that are going to help you to deal with the hate. And you have to remember that, the haters, they're the ones with the problems. They have issues. But if you're not careful and you don't know how to deal with it, you could very easily make it your problem, right? And that's what we want to avoid. A few general things about haters, because we have to understand, the hater mentality. And then we can get into the my top 6 things that I suggest to people to help deal with the haters. So you have to remember that haters are experts at destroying things and at tearing people down behind the safety net of their computer screens. Anonymity. I think I'm saying that right? That helps give them their power, right? The lack of consequences, right? They can just say whatever they want. Who's going to know who they are? So this gives them power. This being anonymous, it gives people what I call cyberballs, right? This is the ability of people would be saying these terrible, destructive, hateful things, which they probably wouldn't say face to face, but behind the computer screen, they'll say anything. So this concept of cyberballs is what gives them their power. And you have to please remember this, that these haters, they might be envious of you. They might be jealous of your success. They might be envious of your drive, of your productivity. But remember this, that someone threatened by your productivity, someone threatened by your success, someone threatened by your drive, right? That's an indication that you're probably doing something right. So keep that in mind. And in my opinion, I think haters, they're not happy. They're not happy, well-adjusted people. I really don't think so. Why not? Well, because I don't see happy, well-adjusted people writing in sick, vile, disgusting comments that have no purpose other than to tear people down, right? Well, why don't positive, happy people do that? Because they're too busy leading their positive, happy lives, and they don't want to waste their time being an insufferable asshole. You know what I'm saying? So it's the haters are the ones with the problem, and you don't want to make their problem your problem by spending too much time dealing with it. You want to spend your time, the bulk of it, dealing with the people that get you, dealing with the people that like your teachings, that like your writings, that like your philosophies, that agree with you and that follow you, right? Not the small 2%. Don't make their problem your problem. You really have to take most of the hate with a grain of salt. You really do, because a lot of these haters are what I also call cyber pigeons. And what these cyber pigeons do is they fly in, they take a shit over everything you're doing, and then they fly away, right? Never to be heard from or seen again. So you really can't put that much time into it. And remember too that a lot of the dislikes or people not agreeing with you might come out of the fact that, remember, there's probably lots and lots of people doing the same thing that you're doing, right? When I first started putting out video lessons with my guitar teaching in 2005, there just wasn't that many. Video was such a small little, this was before even YouTube was big, right? It wasn't that big, so there was very few of us doing it. But, you know, over the years, it's just exploded, and now it's just saturated. Everything is saturated. So there's probably lots of people doing similar things that you're doing, and it might come down to a matter of chemistry. You know, you might be teaching something with a certain methodology. Maybe someone doesn't like your methodology as much as they like this person over here's methodology, or that person over there methodology. A lot of it is chemistry. They may not like as much of the way you present things, and that is okay. Remember, you can't please everyone. No matter what you put out there, no matter what your philosophy, no matter what your methodology, no matter what your reasoning, no matter what your content, someone is going to find fault with it, okay? Someone will, and you're going to get dislikes. You're going to get people thumbs down. You're going to get people disagreeing. But here's the thing. You have to remember that this is all part of the game. This is all part of being successful. Is you're going to be putting all this out there. It's showing that you're doing something right. Not everyone is going to be agreeing with you, and that's okay. I'll talk about that more in a minute. You can't please everyone, so don't even try. You'll drive yourself crazy. Okay, so keep those general things that I just mentioned about haters in mind, and now we're going to get into the 6 techniques or 6 mindsets, 6 things you could do to help deal with the hate. The first is be prepared for it, because it's coming, all right? And again, we're only talking a small 2% of the people, but you really have to be mentally prepared for it, because the hate will come. So you're going to have to toughen up. You're going to have to get that thick skin on and not take things personally. Just know that no matter what you do, like I said before, no matter what you put out there, someone is going to find fault in it. So you can't take it personally. You can't. You have to take a lot of this with a grain of salt. The haters are going to hate. It's inevitable. Resistance is futile. So just be prepared for it. Another thing you could do in dealing with the haters is you could do nothing. Ignore it. And oftentimes, that's the best thing. Because remember, these haters are trying to get a response from you. They want to get a rise out of you. By them hating, it's their method of having a human connection. So don't feed into it. They're expecting that reaction from you. They're expecting a response. A lot of times the best thing to do, and I do this a lot, is no response. Especially if it's a hater that's writing something or that's saying things that are so violent and so just obnoxious and so ridiculous that there's no value trying to rationalize with them, right? Sometimes you can flip a hater into a fan, and I'll teach you some things to help you try to do that. But that has to be someone who at least is willing to listen to logic. A lot of times you're not going to be able to logic and rationalize with a hater. You're just not. And you're going to have to tell the difference between someone who maybe has something a little confused or out of context and someone that's just being an asshole. Right? There's no sense, there's no value in dealing with that. You want to spend your time dealing with the people that get you, that believe in you, right? It's kind of like, think about it like this. It's like, like often on these talk shows, they'll have like a Ku Klux Klansman on there or something, right? And then there's people on that show, they're trying to talk and actually reason with them. Like they think that they could reason with someone with the mentality of being a Ku Klux Klansman. Impossible. You can't rationalize with someone like that, reason with them or intellectualize with them. No, they don't have the mentality to do that. Just like the haters, some of them, you just have to let it go. Don't respond, because there's no value going back and forth. Don't feed the hate. Right? Don't poke the bear. Don't spend a lot of time on people that don't get you. Another thing that you could do with hateful comments is you could delete them if that works. Like on YouTube, you could delete comments. It may not be the best thing to do. First of all, if you have a lot of content and thousands of videos, it's like impossible to have the time to go ahead and do that. In the past in YouTube, it was really impossible because you'd have to look at the comments in every video. And that if you have a lot of them, that's just too time consuming. But now YouTube condenses the comment down. You could see all your comments from all your videos on a page. And that's really cool. I always try to spend a few minutes a day put aside to going through comments, answering questions, because you get a lot of customers, a lot of fans through answering questions. And then, dealing with some people who might have some things confused that you might be able to flip over into a fan or at least straighten things out. But you could delete the comments, and you probably want to have a policy as far as like what types of comments automatically get deleted. Like people know, like on our channels, like if someone's using really bad profanity, or saying, really anything really sexist or racist or porn links or something like that, we delete those because there's kids, young kids watching our channel. It's crazy, but sometimes people write in the most awful racist things, and I have no tolerance for that, and we shouldn't have any tolerance for anything racist in our society like that. So I'll just delete them because who needs to see that? It's ridiculous, and awful. And it's just absolutely unacceptable. You might want to delete comments, have a policy like if someone is posting links. Some channels, any type of link, they'll delete it. Some channels, if the link is relevant to the conversations going on or that can help people, they'll leave it. Sometimes people will just put links there because they're trying to get traffic off of your traffic. So you might want to delete those. It's a personal decision, but having a policy on it helps, because then if someone says, hey, why was my comment deleted? Oh, this is our policy regarding comments. Another thing that you could do, especially if you're with YouTube channel or some other channels, is you have the ability on your videos to turn the comments off. And I've known some people who have done this. They just don't want to deal with it. So they just turn the comments off. Then you can't comment on the video. Probably not the best idea in my opinion, because that's going to hurt your ranking and where your video is going to show up in search engines and whatnot. Google, who owns YouTube, uses all these complex algorithms to figure out, where your videos rank and what video they're going to, put up on top, and they're going to promote and which video appears where. And, they change those formulas, but a lot of times those formulas, like you might get a certain amount of points for a comment. And then if you respond to that comment, you might get a certain amount of points, and then all that goes into that algorithm. So turning comments off is going to hurt you in that way. But, it's something that you can do. If it's just something you absolutely don't want to deal with, you could turn it off. And another thing is, I don't think that's the best idea, because that's kind of like a lot about what this is about putting content out there, is about sharing, right? Is about the back and forth. And a lot of times having those positive or constructive criticism, the back and forth discussion is kind of what it's all about, right? Another thing that you could do in dealing with haters, and this is something I do a lot too, is respond with kindness. And that really throws them off their game. And I'm not saying be disingenuous. You want to be genuine, but kill them with kindness. And I have to be honest, I flipped many haters into fans by doing that. And I'll give you some examples. And then I'm also going to give you some suggestions on the way you can word messages back to haters if you feel that, there's value in it. I would get a bad hateful comment of someone who just saw a video of mine, or maybe it's a customer who hasn't gotten the right product or whatever, but a bad comment. But I feel like I could, there's value in dealing with that. The first thing I'll do is I'll email them or I'll comment back. First thing I'll say is our apologies on the confusion, right? I use the word our and we're and we a lot. And that's a really good technique, because you don't want to use I and me, because that makes it too personal. You want to take the personal out of it. So our apologies on the confusion. So sorry that things got mixed up. Let us try to explain what our thought process was when we did this video. Or let me explain exactly what we were thinking when this happened. Again, kindness. And let me offer a solution. Our team, notice again the verbiage, our team is dedicated to providing the best possible customer service. Let me make it up to you. If you were supposed to receive this product, you got this one, I'll send you the other one, and I'm going to send you one as a bonus. You over deliver, right? And man, if you over deliver and you're sincere and you apologize for the confusion, you're going to flip a lot of people. And so many times I'll get this exact email back. I'll get an email or response back from that person who just had said the nasty things. I'll send them the response. I'll get a response back, and they'll say, hey, David, I'm sorry for my previous email, or I'm sorry for that previous comment. I woke up and I was in a bad mood, and then I saw this and it just rubbed me the wrong way. I appreciate you taking the time to explain it. And I swear, I get this response back from so many people. You know, they just had a bad day, something rubbed them the wrong way, or they misunderstood, or I'll get it. Thanks for explaining that. That makes a lot of sense. I appreciate it. You know what I mean? And then you're not feeding into the hate, but you're flipping them to fans. That's the ultimate, right? But again, you want to use that our team, we're dedicated, our apologies, right? And I'm not saying you have to kiss anybody's ass because you want to be genuine, but take it off of the I and the me and the personal. Another thing, another 2 words I use all the time that really helps, I think, is I'll say something like, you know, if I want them to think about another scenario, or maybe if something played out, you think about the other side, I'll be like, well, perhaps consider this is what, you know, happened, or perhaps consider, you know, this. Those 2 words, perhaps, how can you argue with that? You send somebody back a nice email or a nice or kindness like that, what are they going to do? How are they going to hate that? And I know that's hard, especially after reading these vile comments. It's hard to be nice to somebody, right? But you got to kind of, even if they're pressing your buttons or getting under your skin, the way some people just, they just get under your skin, you just, right? Hold back. Sometimes wait a day. Don't respond. Sometimes you don't want to have that instant reaction because you're going to respond with too much emotion. Wait. Let a day go by. Deep breaths, right? And then when your mind is clear, perhaps consider our apologies on the confusion. Try it. It'll really work for you. And the 6th thing, just to keep in mind when dealing with haters or when dealing with these negative things, negative comments, is that disagreement is okay. You know, like I said before, you're not going to please everyone, and not everyone is going to agree with your philosophies, your musings, your teachings. You know, other people are of other opinion. That's what makes the world go round, right? Variety, the spice of life. But disagreement is okay as long as it's in a constructive, positive manner, in my opinion, right? It's when the disagreement, when the person responding can't do it in a non-violent, non-abusive, non-obnoxious way, that's when it can quickly turn to hate. But disagreement is okay, and that back and forth. And you know, I always tell people in my videos, let me know. Put your comments down in the YouTube comment box. Let me know what you think of this video. Let me know if you have any other thoughts, because I might have missed something. You know, so you're constantly learning and exchanging information, and people will disagree, but they'll offer up something else, right? And so that back and forth can be very productive, and it could be, you know, it could be a worthwhile learning experience for all involved. And constructive criticism is fine too, and you're going to have to be able to learn how to take it. And you will, you know, again, the more and more you deal with it, the easier it will be. But remember, I'm going to quote the author, Elbert Hubbard, and I'm going to read this because I don't want to screw it up because it's such a great quote. Listen to this. This is very powerful. He says, the final point of greatness lies in being able to endure criticism without resentment. There it is. How well said is that? Keep in mind that it takes a lot of talent, a lot of skill, a lot of guts to do what you do, to put out meaningful, right, productive, useful content, right? And I want to congratulate you on your success or your pending success with it. It does take a lot of guts to put your stuff out there because of the shitstorm that you might get in return, right? It takes a lot of talent and guts to put out that meaningful content, that meaningful, useful content. So don't let the haters get in your way. It's such a small number of people. Keep with it. You can do it. Stay positive along your journey. I'm going to quote Elbert Hubbard again because he wrote some cool stuff. Listen to this quote. Again, I'm going to read it because I don't want to mess it up. To avoid criticism, do nothing, say nothing, be nothing. Enough said. I'm David Tao from Next Level Guitar. If you like this video, please click the like button, subscribe to the channel. You know, that really helps us to keep the content coming. I'm going to do more videos like this where I'm taking a more global approach and not, you know, necessarily a smaller niche market, but helping out and suggesting things for you in your content journey. Check out some of our other videos. I'll put some links in the description box below. Be sure and check those out. Be friends with us on Facebook. Take care, stay positive, and keep on rocking.